Hello fellow leggers, thank you for joining us this evening in London's West End where we are visiting the Dominion Theatre.
And we've been invited to see a premiere, certainly a London premiere, of a new musical based on a film
I don't know if you've heard of it.
Grossed more than $200 million worldwide.
It's a big one.
It's The Prince of Egypt, so stick around to find out all of our thoughts.
Find out how many stars.
And whether it's break a leg or leg it.
Yes, fellow leggers, the time has come here for us to see The Prince of Egypt. It seems as if it's been in previews for quite a while.
It has had quite a lengthy preview run and it's finally now open here at the Dominion Theatre. What a massive space.
It is a vast space,
For
the Dominion Theatre. One of the biggest stages, next to the Palladium, I think.
Hopefully for a massive production. I mean, it's by DreamWorks Animation originally, and they funded the stage musical. We've been invited along tonight. If you don't know the story, if you've not seen the film was in 1998, telling the biblical tale of Moses from his birth to his rise to become the Prince of Egypt, and his ultimate destiny to lead the children of Israel out of Egypt via the parting of the Red Sea.
I really like this film. I remember it very well. I love the score, I love the animation. We were talking, even though it was DreamWorks, which seemed to be a bit of a lesser to Disney. Actually, this was a stonking film with really good stuff.
It did really well.
Great cast.
$200 million worldwide, and its signature song, When You Believe, went on to become a pop hit and won an Academy Award for Best Song. You'll remember song. Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. There can be miracles.
Plenty of riffing going on.
Loads of riffing. It was a riff off that one. And the songs were penned by American musical theatre lyricist and composer Stephen Schwartz, whose other work includes the award-winning Godspell, Pippin and Wicked. He's back for the premiere of the stage musical, adding another 10 songs to the original 5 from that movie.
It's funny, isn't it? Because it seemed like a huge musical animation, and yet there are only 5 numbers.
5 numbers.
Okay.
Now, this musical made its debut in California in 2017 in a small little production and has been significantly revised ahead of opening here at the Dominion. It's been directed by Stephen Schwartz's son, Scott Schwartz.
Okay.
Keep it in the family, Schwartz's.
Why not?
He's assembled a stunning cast of 38 cast members, including West End legends like Alexa Kadimi, who was the original Nabelunga in Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
Christina Lardo, who was in Hamilton, playing Peggy. Debbie Currup, who we last saw in Sweet Charity and Blues in the Night.
Yes.
She's fabulous. And also, Gary Wilmot.
What?
What a legend!
I've never seen him live on stage.
Now's your chance. How have you not? He's been in the business
I know.
longer. I think he was around when this was originally set. You know,
I think around those times.
He was playing the Dame in the Pyramids, right?
Yeah, he was doing Showstoppers. Remember that on TV,
Remember
fellow
that?
leggers?
He's playing Jethro in this. Luke Brady is taking on the role of Moses, and Liam Tamney is playing his warring brother Ramses.
Okay.
It's a long one, fellow leggers. Settle in. 2.5 hours. Pardon me. Plus a 20-minute interval. So best part of 3 hours all in all, but there will be a 30-second interval breakdown, so stick around for that.
And as usual, to the end here, all of our thoughts, and find out, fellow leggers, how many stars. We've come to the interval, which means it's time for the breaker leggers.
30-second interval breakdown.
Oh,
what do you think? What do I think so far? I mean, there's one good number.
Just the one.
And do you know what? Gary Wilmot is life. Like the moments that he's on stage, which unfortunately are few and far between, certainly in Act 1, I'm praying for, and I'm praying for the escapism. What about you?
I'm enjoying the cast delivering the numbers. I say the numbers. There's a few numbers I'm enjoying. A lot of them I'm kind of not, and they're a bit superfluous.
It's the white bread of musicals.
I feel as if I could have cut 40 minutes of the story. So bring.
Well, I bet you're wondering whether we believe in miracles after that, or are we screaming, deliver us?
Nice.
What do you
See what
think?
you did there.
See what I did there? What do you think? Go on, you can start.
I feel you are the opinionated one, and I'm more interested in what you think right now.
I'm not the opinionated one.
You
That's
so
not fair
are,
to say.
fellow leggers.
Like to...
Is Legger Simon more the opinionated
one? I like
one?
to think that we balance each other
Look,
out, because we both have an opinion. We just don't always agree.
We don't. What did you think, Legger Simon?
I couldn't wait for it to end. It was absolutely abysmal. To say that I mean, obviously my plight wasn't worse than that of the Hebrews, but I bloody sympathised with them in their struggle. Truly and utterly, I was just feeling I was desperate to escape as well. I was right there with them on a journey.
Deliver me from the Dominion.
It took me on a journey, guys, and I wanted the Red Sea to part. And to be quite honest with you, I'd have been happy to drown. What about you?
I think it's a really complex issue, actually. Because, and I've been racking my brain about why isn't this working? What is it that's not resonating with me? And I've been thinking, and it's hard not to compare this to the movie. So that's why
you can compare it to a movie because you've got the basis.
Yes.
You can't ignore the fact it has happened.
So you can't compare an animated film to a stage show. And I'm thinking we didn't see the animated film, we saw the stage show. However, I'm going to make some attempts to make some comparisons, right? Because the thing with the animated show is it's family friendly.
Yeah.
It's for children.
Yeah.
So it's pacey.
Yeah.
It's driven.
You've got to keep their attention.
It's quite light.
Yeah.
And it's quite fluffy. Even though it's got the balance, you're still dealing with quite a serious issue. And this is almost the opposite. It delves really deep. It almost makes it into a piece of Hamlet.
Like a dramatic.
Yeah. So
really sort of chunky meaty.
Just
sucks the fun out of it, right?
Sucks the fun out.
I
don't think then, as such, that this is pitched for children. I don't think this is a family show. This is now more of a Sunset Boulevard drama, a bit more of a Phantom where we've got to get on board. But even then, I didn't care that much for the characters.
And that was, for me, the biggest tragedy of the piece. The book is really so abysmal, and the fact that the characters are so underdeveloped, and the story just doesn't go anywhere. You end up in a scene with no purpose. I felt there was no reason. Why are we here? And do you know what else which is unforgivable in my eyes?
What's unforgivable, Legger Simon?
The score, the songs particularly, are from someone that has crafted such fine numbers as Defying Gravity, Day by Day, those Corner of the Sky, those amazing Stephen Schwartz numbers. Every single new number in this is the most forgettable music. It's the most unmusical. The lyrics are just laughably bad. And do you know what else was off? The mix, which I can't forgive, in something that's not in previews anymore.
Improved,
the mix was not good either. So do you know what? I was kind of pleased I couldn't hear it because I could tell it was bad.
And we were questioning whether Legger Simon was opinionated. But I think
why I'm here, guys.
There is something poetic in the story about this guy Moses really struggling with letting go of his upbringing, what is known with his brother Ramesses, and that every affliction that he brings on Ramesses and, is it the Egyptian people?
Yeah.
Then that he feels himself. There is something quite poetic in that. And I always feel as if they were trying to recreate the Wicked, the Elphaba, and what's the other? Glinda moment at the end. Do you know what I mean? When they both came together and, no, you go your separate way, or we'll go separate way, but we're a kinship. I was thinking, no, you can't glorify that. You've done this already on Wicked. You can't now do it with two guys. It was too glorified for me. I was like, that's not what this story is. Plus, I don't think they have the rights for all of the music from the movie. Because there's a key anthem that follows the burning bush and then the great parting of the Red Sea.
Yes.
That's the most beautiful, rich, embedded music that they just don't have.
So there was musical scoring by somebody else for the animation.
Hi guys.
And that person doesn't work on this. It's Stephen Schwartz's music and lyrics now. So that beautiful scoring has gone.
I missed it. I missed it so much because that music is perfect for those moments, and it was no longer perfect. So, some stuff about the piece. But we've got a lot more to talk about, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, and we're going to need to move on. But I mean, the book is broken. The score is completely forgettable. Apart from
lose 40 minutes. I think you could lose 40 minutes.
Lose an hour and 40 minutes for me. That's fine.
Easily, it's just too heavy.
But do you know what? I feel so bad for the cast. Like, these capable voices, these capable actors that have been steered in completely the wrong direction. And you were saying you don't think you can leave all the fault at the director's door. I think you can when this shouldn't have happened at all. And that's the drive. You know, no one should have got hold of this. Stephen Schwartz, I know you want to please your son, but sometimes, mate, you just got to say no. You got to be cruel to be kind. Is this going to work for the stage in this vision with this book? No.
Okay, you talked about Stephen Schwartz. What do you think of the direction then from his son?
From Scott Schwartz?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it was okay. Other times it was bad amateur panto, interpretive dance. Why use? I know you've got a large ensemble, but sometimes they just weren't used in the right way for me.
It's a real mix. There were some really nice moments, some really nice visual moments. Even some of the choreography I thought was inspired and beautiful, and these beautiful lifts and a really acrobatic,
when they were executed properly,
acrobatic company. And some of the choreography I felt a bit cliche and a bit embarrassing, like ending most of the numbers like this, like a dun or dun. Do you know what I mean? Those cliche hitting the button moments. I was like, oh, come on, guys. Like, no, this piece is better than that. The songs that, we're going back to the music, but the songs that worked the best were the songs we know.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd mention that.
Because one of them has been cut from the film. So the 4 songs now that we have left.
The 4 songs are great 4 songs.
Are a great 4 songs. And that's where it should have stayed.
He's really pitched it right, and they're beautifully orchestrated and structured, and they sound fantastic.
Delivered by a cast with great voices.
And I think the direction, I think we probably can lay some fault at the director's door, because he's made it quite heavy.
Yeah.
And yes, we need to care.
But I didn't. Did you care? Did you care for one moment?
I could see what they were trying to do with Moses. I thought, okay, I'm meant to feel this. I'm meant to be feeling this real. But it's as if Moses has lost his son as well, because he's got this connection with Ramses.
But what I don't like, I don't think that was natural. It was like you had to really dig for it. Do you know what I mean? You had to get to your own ocean bed to find that.
Okay.
And surely that should be something that he's just presented and we feel, but wasn't. Anyway, let's move on to some performances, because we've got to talk about the capability of the cast.
The cast are very capable, very talented.
Yeah, let's mention.
Can we go on to ensemble before we get on to the big names?
Let's go on to ensemble.
They do sound fantastic. They're beautifully. The harmonies are great. They're moving and singing. They're in and out of costumes. They're kind of filling the backs as well. A lot is being asked of them, and I don't think you could get a better company of committed people, of an ensemble.
Yeah.
They work
really hard. They really
it's
do.
the standard we've come to expect of a big show.
Yes.
So the cast is talented.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wanted to make sure we get that out there. Who are you going to pull out first?
I'm going to pull out first of all Luke Brady in the role of Moses. I think let's start right at the top. The guy doesn't leave the stage. The guy is on all the time, pretty much.
Yeah, there's a lot going on actually.
He has to carry this show, and he does his very best with what he is given.
Yes, I thought there were some really small moments of, from time to time, a bit of comedy.
Yeah.
And I thought when he was doing his comedy stuff,
London.
I thought when he was doing his comedy, there was
They've
kind
come
of
to put the burning bush out.
There were some really nice comedy moments. I thought he played with them quite nicely, because he had the range. Otherwise, you can get stuck into a cliche. But you had him trying to feel the angst of what he was feeling, and also a bit of fun, a bit of naivety when in his younger days, a bit of the second place to the person who's going to become the Pharaoh. So kind of being a bit like that before he finds his place. So good stuff there, and he sounds fantastic as well.
Yes. Also Liam Tamney in the role of Ramses.
I think he's got a fantastic top tenor voice.
Does have a great top tenor voice. Smooth as butter.
Yeah, and he was taking these higher harmony lines, and he sounded great.
Yeah.
It comes with such ease,
Yes.
I think, with him. Just not the best of written parts, I don't think.
It's just a shame
Difficult.
that you've got it, I think, with both of these brothers. I mean, think about other dramatic pieces that have, like, warring brothers at the heart of them.
Blood Brothers.
It's like, but
Warring
it's a tale
Brothers
of, it sort of is like, they've got opposite interests, there's both shared. Do you know what? There's just better written parts for a brother at odds with a family member. And I just felt he wasn't given the great material.
And plus, the Dominion is a huge house, so I felt as if quite a lot of the performances were being sold big and out. And I think what we really need for us to tap into that intimacy was nice,
I did think a couple of times, I thought what made me enjoy this more would be as an intimate venue. Just me being right up to these people, you know, having them surround me. I just don't think this production is big enough for this
I don't
house.
think there's that much in the writing, because there's also the dad of Ramesses as well. And in terms of his writing,
that's the role of Seti, played by Joe Dixon.
All it was, I mean, he did great and he sounded great, got a lovely voice, but all he was I'm in charge and I'm angry and you must do this and now I must shout at Ramesses. There was no variation for me that I think would have really tapped into a real human side to make us care as an audience.
Yeah.
And as such, he just turned into a two-dimensional character. Again, no fault of his own.
Yeah.
It's just in the writing.
In the writing and in the direction.
This is a bad person.
Christine Alado as, I want to say Tipperary, but that's not right. Zipporah?
Zipporah.
Let's go Zipporah.
Sounds
it sounds like something out of Cats. You know, some of the cats have got crazy names.
Zipporah.
Zipporah, the Egyptian pussy. Love it.
Okay, what did you think of her?
She could sing her. I mean, she gets, along with Alexa Kadimi, who we'll come on to in a moment, she gets the When You Believe moment. And I don't want that sung by anyone else now.
It was beautiful.
Her voice is completely effortless. From the moment she comes on stage and starts singing in a cage, I believe that she was beyond the... she made me turn a page. I was just trying to think of a rhyme, guys. Bear with.
From a cage to a page.
Bear with.
Okay, I see you're going for the
yes,
line.
but
She's fantastic.
Yeah, she's
great. Got a great voice.
And let's talk about Alexa Kadimi, who, in the tiny role that she does has, and we'll come on to Gary Wilmot in a minute, but in the tiny role that Alexia has, she is scene stealing.
She's got a scene in the first act which literally made me kind of pause and stop what I was doing, and I was captivated by everything she did. And you're right, it was a very small scene, but I was like, wow, this is it. This is the realism that we're looking for. And when she starts to sing, oh my goodness, the most richest, beautiful voice that I've ever heard.
Alexia, if you ever see this, please sing at my funeral. Like, I was thinking whilst I was listening to her, this voice could make even the hardest of people cry.
You want people to cry at your funeral? Available for bookings.
Alexia Kadimi should go. I reckon she could move you. And
I would like to actually give a Break a Leg a nomination.
I would completely agree with that.
Actually, best supporting role in a musical.
Considering her part is so small, absolutely scene stealing and just delivered with such beauty. Absolute beauty.
Absolutely.
Debbie Currup in the role of Queen Tuya.
Sounds great. We love her anyway.
Yeah,
We've seen
we
her
do.
before.
We are fans. And can we just mention that the fact that costumes were a bit underwhelming?
Costumes were a bit hit and miss.
Debbie's dresses, she wears those dresses well.
She gets the best dresses.
Girl, you look fabulous.
Shall we move on to the legend?
The legend, the one, the only, the man, the guy that Taylor's old as time, because he's been around forever. And I can't believe it's until now that we've seen him.
Who is this?
Gary Wilmot, you are a god. You should have played God in this.
I talk about a cameo. He's really lucky because you know how we're talking about it's really heavy and it's really dirgy and a bit. He gets the light moment. He gets the fun moment.
He's the only comic relief in the show.
It's not even the comedy moment, I don't think. It's just the light moment. He gets the good song.
Yeah.
One of the good songs.
He gets the good song.
He gets the good driving, upbeat, engaging song.
Yeah.
And he's just so easy with it.
Yeah.
He's as a performer, he's just I enjoyed everything. Gutting that I think we only got 6 minutes of stage time with him.
Yes, and in Act 2 they shoehorn him in for like
Just
about 3 lines, and then he's just on stage
That's
for
the
the
final
bows.
song,
Literally, it's just like, Gary, if you could get on the bows just like 3 minutes before the end, we'll find something for you to do. Tragically underused, but a dream role for him, right?
A dream role
because I mean, he's racking up some points on Candy Crush, ain't he?
He's getting through those box sets on Netflix.
He's living his best life here. But I just feel honoured to have actually finally seen him in something.
Yeah, he was really good.
Because I can
really
see why he's been in the business so long, and he's so desirable, you know, throughout his entire career. The man is a legend. Break a Leg's nomination.
Yes!
Best Supporting Actor in a Musical for the tiny role
Jethro.
that he has of Jethro in Prince of Egypt. Very well, man.
I really did enjoy his performance.
Yeah, me too. Loved him. Love.
We haven't talked about some of the creative elements then, in terms of the set. I was a bit mixed about the set, a bit underwhelmed. It's almost like a bit of parchment on the floor, which tilts up and drops down, and we've got a bit of parchment hanging in the air, which is projected onto...
I'd imagine it's papyrus, because that's very Egyptian.
Is it papyrus? Yeah, of course it's papyrus. Parchment, papyrus. And lots of projections going on.
Too much projection. Where's the budget gone? That's what I want to know. I know these computer-generated images aren't cheap, but when you come to a show like this, you want lavish sets.
We've seen some great stuff here at the Dominion in terms of set.
Oh my God,
we hated Battle of Hell.
We hated the show,
but
the set.
Oh my
Incredible.
goodness.
Well, you've got a space like this. Please don't waste it like that.
Use it.
And what I wanted projection of set, but then I wanted that to come away and then for it to really be there. Also, even back when this was set, the pyramids were just being built. Why do they look so old?
Do you know what I mean? Like they look like they do today.
Yeah, everything all looked all cracked and like.
It's because they'd already been there for millennia. Because it was aliens that built them.
Oh, it was the aliens.
Come on.
But I was thinking to myself, where's like the gold? Where's the it would have been back then?
And there were moments of gold sand. There are moments of. There were lots of polystyrene blocks.
Yeah, the dance of the polystyrene block.
Many polystyrene blocks. So the set was interesting, but then there were interesting moments when they made it work. Mm-hmm. So during the plagues that happened, like something that was really visually interesting. Even the parting of the Red Sea, I was like, I'm not sure. But okay, I can see how this worked. A bit of a spoiler here, so put your fingers in your ears if you want to know what happened. I'm not sure how I felt about them crossing through into the audience.
Okay.
That broke it for me.
Do you know what I did?
They walked down the aisle.
Do you know what I didn't enjoy about it? I didn't get wet enough. I wanted real water.
You wanted it to come out
I literally wanted
singing in the rain.
Walls of real water
coming down
in front of the stage and going down into two wells either side of the pit. I wanted actual water.
Where have we seen something like that? Water something at the curve.
We saw water babies at the curve.
Water babies at the curve.
For our sins.
They invested a lot of money into a similar concept.
Yeah.
Now they did something similar though, but with like lots of ribbon and kind of piece of
like
threads.
Those tassels on your nan's armchair.
Like the tassels,
like those tassels on
really
a bit
long ones.
On a bit of curtain. Like
tassels.
Just a few.
They had tassels which were projected onto, which kind of gave that kind of illusion. So they're going for something similar, but without the water.
Top price tickets at £95. I don't
want to get wet.
I want to get wet. I want water.
So lighting was a bit meh as a result.
It was just washed out. I mean, I didn't enjoy particularly. Outside of some of the choreography, and even that got boring.
Choreography got better for me.
I didn't enjoy many of the creative elements of it. I just would have, if it were me, and I know I'm not directing and no one's asked me, that's fine, I would have done things differently.
Well, we can only judge the show we've seen, but I also think I would have done things differently. Yeah. I would have made it not so heavy to start with.
Big shout out to Dave Rose as musical director, because
sounds great.
You did the best with the score. I mean, I'm sorry you've got those new numbers, but I'm sure playing Deliverers and When You Believe is a joy.
And
so,
the Through Heaven's Eyes sounded great.
One thing on the way out, though, fellow leggers, come in closer, right? I'm dishing the dirt here. There was a Jewish family in there who said all of the Hebrew was offensively bad. Like it didn't
rewrote history. I think they said. Yeah, they messed with. This isn't the story.
Yeah, this isn't the story. And also, the actual Hebrew words said it was like pidgin Hebrew. It was like someone that had never heard a Hebrew word being spoken before. It's not Penny Dyer on dialect, is it? That's for sure.
But hey, I whatever, okay, but I guess it's one person's opinion. There was a real mix of opinions this evening as well. We had listening to people on their way out, some people loving it, I saw people wiping their eyes, other people going, what the heck was that?
Probably just
that was
waking
a load
up.
Of rubbish.
You know, like I do that in the mornings.
Wiping the sleep out of their eyes. No, and come the end, there were pockets of people who really enjoyed it, who jumped to their feet. Unfortunately, it was one of those things that it slowly spread, and then in order to see the bows, you had to stand up. You didn't have. You did your defiance moment.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
I had to
I
stand
would rather,
just to see what
unfortunately,
happened.
I would rather just not see the bows than stand for something that, as for me, a standing ovation is sacred, and the real plague here was that moment, was the fact that then one person stood and everyone felt the need to stand up. That's what spread. That's what made me itch. That's what brought me out in boils.
Of the standing ovation.
The standing ovation. I was a bit like, they'll stand for anything, some people. But then again, if you don't stand for anything, what do you fall for?
And there's something,
Mic drop.
There's something. Again, sorry, we're going back and forth.
Oh yeah, this one's a long
but
one.
I haven't really
guys.
talked about the songs, the new songs, and I think
Why
when
would you
music's
bother?
good, when the music's
They may as well
good,
not exist.
each number kind of builds and builds and builds, and I'm thinking of the great shows that I've seen like that, where it just builds and builds and builds. I didn't get that with these numbers. I just thought we've put a number in.
Name me a single number that wasn't in the film. Name me one. What would you think one of them was called? You know, thematically, like if you heard The Wizard and I for the first time, you would come away going, there was a song called The Wizard and I.
Oh,
I know that.
No, there was one that stood out that actually I liked.
Oh.
Heartless. Or, well, it was a moment, a little segment.
12 seconds of one of the songs.
It was a verse.
A verse and half a chorus.
That Ramesses' wife sung about it being heartless and that because she's quite hard, and suddenly she sings about the loss of her son and that she wishes she was heartless. And I was like,
yeah, it's
now
called Heartless,
this is where we
so
should
well
be
done.
going. But that's the only moment.
It comes like one number before the end. It's like the penultimate song.
But that
Too
was
little,
one
too
moment,
bloody late.
One moment where I thought, oh, okay, this is actually a good bit of writing and it ties into the character. I get this.
Okay.
Okay, you're probably wondering how many stars we are going to give The Prince of Egypt, which is currently playing here in London at the Dominion Theatre.
Extended until October. Amazing. For The Prince of Egypt, we are going to give 2.
2 stars for this
I mean,
face.
for me, it's a 1, to be honest with you. Like, I'm glad I heard these voices. I want to hear them singing something else. And also, Gary Wilmot is a complete and utter legend. You know, and Alexia. Oh, I mean, I was bored, but I didn't walk out.
For me, it was mid of the road, more of a 3, so we're compromising with our 2. I thought it was okay. It wasn't the movie. It didn't have that punch. It didn't have that drive.
Do you know what the real tragedy
and that's what let me down.
here
And I
is?
missed a lot of the music.
Yeah.
They're trying to put too much into it, and I wanted more. It left me wanting more.
Real for me that I don't think I'll ever get over is the wasted opportunity.
Yes,
The
you've got
fact
the
that
powerhouse.
The powerhouses
of
are
DreamWorks.
all here.
You've got the powerhouse
DreamWorks,
of the
you've got an
Dominion.
amazing cast that are really capable. You've
got
got this
songs.
massive theatre. We've got budget. Yet it's still. What more do you bloody need? Well,
But hey, that's totally just what I think.
and it's just what I
there
think.
are people out there that loved it. Like we said, we know that there are people who enjoy it.
I mean,
if this is your only time in London, if you don't get out to the theatre often, then
see something else.
Maybe you can have a different experience of this.
No, come and see this just to let us know.
What do you think?
Thought? Like, did we miss here, guys?
We
How
always
does
wanna
it
know
stand
what
up?
we missed.
I don't really remember the film all that much, and
I love the film, which doesn't help.
I saw it once when I was like a teenager, but it's not really. I'm not going to rush to see it if this is what it. I wouldn't see this and then that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is really long, guys,
Yeah.
so we just want to know what you think. Let us know. Leave your comments down below. We welcome your discussion and your points of view.
Yeah, we're the breaker leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.